Good morning, students. It's Wendi Fraser from Canam here in Australia. I'm absolutely delighted to have a wonderful student with me today, Mr. Pranav Sharma, who came to our Ludhiana office through our great counsellor, Sharma. Welcome, Pranav, to Canam Edtalk.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
I've got a couple of questions for you. So, do you feel that when you were thinking about studying overseas, that you had a lot of countries to choose from? And what made you choose Australia?
There's a huge list of countries when you want to go out and study. But I think Australia did fit in for me well because A, weather, it's really good. Even the skies, it's very good. B, I love how it's very much connected with the nature. I've always been a nature person, and I love how they actually respect wildlife and basically their natural resources as well. And third, which is like the biggest thing, career. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I knew I would, like ever since I was a kid, I knew I'm going to do law because of my family. And Australia actually needed lawyers, and there's a huge demand in the market, which I thought that I can tap in. So I chose Australia.
Excellent. And how did you feel when you've been here now 6 months? You joined in July. I believe you are studying at our Canam partner, Western Sydney University, and Sydney. So how do you feel 6 months later? What was it like when you first arrived, and then how is life now for you?
When I first arrived, it was very too many questions in my head at that time, I'll say, because there's always a feeling of there's a human nature that you try to predict what's going to happen. And at that time, I was not able to predict because everything was so new. I had so many questions that if all of my decisions were right, if my course is the right one for me, if I chose the wrong course, because everywhere I went, even on my orientation day at university, when I told them I'm doing a law course, they were like, that's a hard course. That was, again, making me a little scared, I'll say, in a sense, because that makes you rethink all of your decisions. In my first class, I was the only one who was an international student in my class. That made me rethink my decisions again. But with time, I'll say, because in India, I was sort of that, I just remember things. I swallow a pill, go out, give an exam, take that pill out of my mouth. That's it. I was basically being spoon-fed. But when I came here, everything was so different. I had to do everything by myself, which obviously made me rethink everything I ever did, even my own concepts about how to study, how to even take notes in a class. But with time, I did realize that it's a little better, and I won't say better, but it's more systematic and it's easier in a way. So that eased out everything in my thought. So now, if you ask me, I feel very comfortable, stable, and at ease. But at first, I had a lot of questions. But now I have more answers than I have questions, I'll say.
That's excellent. And you have part-time work?
I do have a part-time job. I work at Hilton Sydney in their food and beverage department. I am trying to be a host and join the front office. And it's a very good job. I love the job. Everyone, even the working environment's so nice. My boss, Jeffrey, he's so good.
And how long did it take you to find your part-time job at the Hilton?
Honestly, at first, I just took 1 month to explore. That I was not thinking about finding a job. I was just exploring, trying to learn the different culture things over here. Even the language like they use, sometimes the accent can be a little tricky. So I was just trying to work on that. For that, I even listened to a lot of Australian podcasts online. So I just gave myself time, took everything slow, and then I started my job search, which again, if I did not give myself time, I would have never learned that you're supposed to apply online through apps like Seek or Indeed. And it took me a couple of months, like 3 months. But after that, I think the wait was worth it because I joined such a reputable company to work in. So I think that was good. The wait was worth it also.
And tell me, what do you love about your course, your university, and your campus?
Oh, there's a lot. My campus is so beautiful. It's big. You have to walk a lot, I'll say. But everyone over there is so nice. Like, even one of my comfort spots is just in the middle of Parramatta South Campus. There's a cafe called Oliver Brown. I just sit there with music on, get a matcha or a good coffee, which I like. Sit there, watch the birds, watch people talk. Sometimes I'm joined by a couple of friends, and it's very good. I love it's so pretty, and I love how they've actually made even the transport to the campus so convenient. Even if you're an international student, they give you free shuttles. You don't have to pay per bus. And about my course, I'll say, I think my tutors, they've helped me a lot. I had a tutor called Caleb. He was so understanding that I am from a different country and I should be treated a little differently when it comes to teaching. So he made sure he explained every single detail about the subject and answered every single question. Even if it was like, I know no question is dumb, but even if it was the dumbest question and something which people already know, if I asked him to explain it so well. So I think my tutors are probably biggest highlight of my university experience and course.
But what advice would you give an international student either coming to Australia or who is currently here in Australia with all the noise that is around them and people and opportunities? What would be your advice?
My honest advice would be just to get out of your comfort zone and actually go out and talk to people, because the first thing I realized when I came here is no one is coming to talk to me, or it's very rare that someone comes and gives you a good conversation. So you should know how to initiate. You should know how to socialize. Even if you want to fit in, you should just get out of that comfort zone bubble we all make around us and just socialize, talk to people. If you like someone's dress, compliment them. Maybe they'll be your friend. That's how I met a lot of my friends. I just complimented how they were looking, their hair, their shirt. And another thing I'll say is just keep a hunger of learning. Because when I came here, as I mentioned, my first month, I was very, very towards exploring everything and learning how everything works. If you don't learn that, you're going to have a hard time, because even the transport is so planned. Your work time, your work hours are so planned that even if it's late, it's going to start a domino reaction. So it's going to cause a lot of consequences. So just keep on learning, keep on trying, get out of your comfort zone, try different foods. They're not bad, they're very good. Going to a peaceful cafe with a good book is such a good experience. I cannot describe it. It's a beautiful place. Just meeting people is not hard. Get out of your comfort zone.
I think this is all really excellent advice that you're giving students, because as we know, some cultures, they tend to stay within their own culture, and their English ability, their English speaking ability can decrease because they're mixing with their own people. Whereas when they're back home and they're looking to study abroad, they're practicing speaking English. So this is great advice. Get out there, meet people from all nationalities, because when you go to university, you're not just going to have Australians, you'll have students from every corner of the globe. Experience their culture, look at the events that they celebrate, and you would find at your university, as all Australian universities, Western Sydney would be celebrating all major cultures days. Like you would have found, I think you would have been here, yes, in time for Holi, Diwali. You will be having experiences of every single culture. Soon it's going to be Chinese New Year, and that's a really big one. Chinese New Year on campus, but all cultures are something that we embrace. So I think you've given students great advice about, step out of your comfort zone, make friends. One of the other ways that you looked at making friends, I believe, is also getting involved in all the type of, exploring the type of clubs that are available on campus. So whether it's a chess club, a cricket club, a swimming, a dancing, a singing, there's something for every student when it comes to clubs and making friendships. Might be a running club, a walking club, whatever. So it's excellent that you've embraced this, and you've got a great job. You're killing it working at the Hilton, and especially not having any prior experience in that particular industry. So well done to you. You're a great example of a great student that's come through Canam and studying at Western Sydney University. We wish you great success, and I look forward to your graduation. And when I'm up in Sydney, I will definitely catch up with you for that matcha and for that sandwich. Or we can have
Thank you so much.
Indian food. I would love to meet up with you because I do meet up with our Canam students and get together, and that's a way of them making friends as well. So thank you for your time and keep doing so well. We're very proud of you, how you're going at Western Sydney University, and great to hear that you're loving your time in Australia. So thank you.
Thank you so much.